Hey guys, it's Halo553. Welcome back to another Beyblade X unboxing and review. Today we're going to be checking out the latest collab release from Hasbro, that being Grogu and the Snowtrooper. Now going with the packaging for this, love this packaging. As you can see, we've got really nice illustrations of Mando holding Grogu and the Snowtrooper. We've got some AT-ATs in the background, it's pretty cool. And on the back, just goes over both combos that we get in this release. So for Grogu, we have of course the Grogu blade. Ratchet is $385, and we get Elevate for the bit. And then for the Snowtrooper, we of course have the Snowtrooper blade. Ratchet is $760, and then we have the Orb bit. So let's get into this. So here is Grogu and the Snowtrooper out of the packaging. Now this pack is obviously released in conjunction with the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie releasing in May. Really excited for that film. But got some pretty cool bays here. Now similar to the Miles Morales and Green Goblin collab pack, both of these bays are remolds of the same base, in this case Rhino Horn. So you are getting two different toolings here. Granted, one of them is a repaint of an existing tooling, so I know this may disappoint a few people getting essentially two of the same bay in this pack. But honestly, really like the retooling they did here with Grogu, and really like what they did with the Snowtrooper. So let's now take a deep dive into all the parts that we get in this release. First off, we're going to start off with the Stormtrooper blade. Now this is the only blade in the set that is not new, as this is a repaint of the Stormtrooper blade that we got in the Stormtrooper Chewbacca collab pack last year. Now, I think this is actually pretty cool, considering that Stormtroopers, Snowtroopers, and Scout Troopers do share a lot of characteristics in their armor, notably their backpack kind of thing. It's really cool to see that they do share the same blade. Granted, would have been cool to see maybe some more Snowtrooper elements in this blade, but even still, really cool blade. It is heavier than the original Rhino Horn, so this actually does perform a little bit better than the original Rhino Horn. But other than that, you will still expect similar performance to Rhino Horn with this release. Still really cool, love the motif, and pretty cool overall. Next up we have the 760 Ratchet. Honestly, really great Ratchet to get here. Now in this really nice off-white cream color. Looks really cool. At 700 points at the 60 height, this is a fantastic Ratchet to get here in a collab pack. And plus, it is a tighter Ratchet lock similar to Cool Hornets, so you'll actually get some really good burst resistance with this Ratchet. So pretty happy to see this get another release, and a pretty nice color overall. Finally for the bit, we have Orb. Nothing too crazy that I haven't talked about with this bit before. It's a decent stamina type bit. Now we have it in this really nice white color. But I am getting a little sick and tired of seeing this part get that many reprints from Hasbro. I think they just need to cool it with this part for a bit. But still, like the color they used here. With this combination of parts, it makes the Snowtrooper a stamina type. But now let's focus on the second bay in this collab pack. Alright, let's now focus on Grogu, starting off with the Grogu blade itself. Similar to the Snowtrooper, it is a retool of Rhino Horn, but love how it turned out. I think the gear kit looks really good, with Grogu showing off his Beskar armor, and looks really cute. And love the intricate details on the blade, definitely evoking some characteristics of the Razor Crest. I think that is a really nice detail. But other than that, you will be seeing very similar performance to Rhino Horn here. It is a little bit lighter though, so do keep that in mind. But even still, love how this blade turned out. I think it looks really cool. Next up, we have the 385 Ratchet. Nothing too crazy to talk about here, but really like this new gray color it's in. But apart from that, it's the same Ratchet we've gotten quite a bit now. Not the best Ratchet for certain combos, but it can be useful. But even still, not the best part to see here in a collab pack, considering we did get this in a previous collab pack not too long ago. But even still, do like the colors they used here. Finally, for the bit, we have Elevate, a really great part to get here in a collab pack here. Elevate is a great balance type bit. A lot of people use this for a lot of equalization opportunities. It works really, really well. Now, this is unfortunately the old mold. It's not the new mold that we saw with the release of Shark Scale and the random booster, but still really happy to see this part here. Plus, really like the colors that they used on this new Elevate. With this combination of parts, it makes Grogu a balance type. So let's now head over to the scales and weigh up both bays and see how much all these parts weigh up all together. Alright, let's now do the weights of both bays. So we're going to start off with the Snowtrooper. So the old bit that weighs, get it standing up right, 1.98 grams. 760 weighs 7.22 grams. And then Snowtrooper, as I brought the camera, weighs 33.46 grams. So that is on the heavier side. Now they're bringing the Stormtrooper. See, it's just a tiny bit heavier, but then I think that's just really mold variation there between the two of them. So let's put the bay together. If I can line this up right. So there's the full combo. So the Snowtrooper weighs all together 42.65 grams. So that's pretty good. Now for Grogu, Elevate weighs 3.23 grams. 385 weighs 4.65. And then Grogu weighs 32.1 grams, so not too bad. When you compare it to the original Horn, you see it's a tiny bit lighter by about 0.7 grams, so that's not a bad weight loss for him. So let's put this together. And then Elevate. There's the full combo. So all together, Grogu weighs 40.01 grams. So let's get these two onto the stadium and test it out in some test spins and some test battles. Alright, now we're going to do some test spins and some test battles with the Snowtrooper and Grogu. So we'll start off with Grogu. Now being on Elevate, cruising on a bit, and may potentially equalize, but being on 385 is not gonna help it much. But cool. And now for the Snowtrooper. Now being on Orb, staying relatively in the center. But, I mean, both of these should perform pretty well, given their respective classes. But, let's try them both out in some test spins and some test battles. Grogu just burst right at the end. Elevate isn't great on 385. That's not great. Not surprising. So that is it for my look at Grogu and the Snowtrooper. I'm actually really happy with this collab pack overall. While it is disappointing that we are getting 2 Rhino Horn retools here, I think they do look cool regardless, and honestly the parts also included with both of these bays make up for it. So definitely some great competitive parts here, and especially some pretty uncommon ones if you've been looking for them. Starting off with the Snowtrooper, I think this will probably be the one that a lot of people are disappointed in, mainly because it is a repaint of the Stormtrooper, but I think it's one that makes a lot of sense here, because they do share very similar armor in a few places, and honestly it would be really cool if they do release a Scout Trooper if they use this mold again. I think that will make for a really nice cohesive force. But either way, besides that, got some great parts here. 760 is a great ratchet to have here. Well, it's not the best stamina bit, and plus considering how many reprints we've gotten of it now, it's honestly still really cool to see it in this new color. So pretty happy with this bay overall. As for Grogu, really like him as well. I do like the new molding that they did here. While it's a shame it is a bit lighter, you won't really be seeing that much performance difference between this and Rhino Horn at least. As for the parts, I mean, similar story. 385's not the best ratchet right now, but the inclusion of Elevate really makes up for it. While it is also a shame that it's not the new mold of Elevate we recently have seen with Shark Edge and the random booster, it's still really cool to get it in a collab pack outside of Tide Whale. So it will be easier for a few people to get this, as Tide Whale can be a little bit harder to find in certain regions. So pretty happy to see this here. So my final thoughts on this collab pack are pretty good. While it is disappointing we are getting 2 of the same bay here, I think the remolding on Grogu really makes up for it, and plus love the motif on the Snowtrooper. And we get some really great parts here. Getting Elevate and 760 in this pack are really worthwhile. So definitely worthwhile getting this pack if you've been after these parts in particular. And honestly, I think this is still a really good collab pack overall. It's definitely one of the better ones that Hasbro's released so far. Now, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Beyblade X videos in the future. And until then, I'll see you all in the next video.